Okay, day 861 off the grid, and I'm getting on with the do-it-yourself generator repair. I'm stripping it down, and I'm just going to take the engine, and maybe with the alternator still connected, into the garage, and they're going to replace this seal here, which seems to be the culprit for the oil leak. Let's hope that does the job. But I'm making this video just as a record of the wiring. Okay, so we have a bridge rectifier. Top left corner is the positive DC, bottom right is the negative DC. The earth just connects to this terminal over here, but most importantly over this side, the upper block of these two screw terminal blocks, we've got, which is probably the neutral, it doesn't really matter, but the white wire, and below that we've got the blue wire. So yeah, just trying to get a video there so that I know. So the upper one's the white, the lower one's the blue. And there's our bridge. So yeah, getting into it. Hopefully get it to the garage by the end of today, and then hopefully they'll fix it this week finally. But before I started on the generator, I decided to improve the lighting in here. Now that trouble light, the LED trouble light, was just shit, and I didn't want to rely on that for light while working on this. So I installed these new dinky LED bulbs. I'll just turn them off so you can actually see them. I used some of these old ceramic Edison sockets that I've got a whole heap of, and that made for quite a quick and easy solution. Anyway, where was I before the camera batteries ran flat? Well, here's the new lights. We'll flick them on. They are quite bright. Like I say, just using some of these old ceramic sockets, which I've got a fuck ton of. They're difficult to mount. I think they're originally meant to be mounted by screwing them in through something at this point. But I've just used the stiff connecting cables that came with them and just secured them like that, and that's fine for 12 volt DC lighting system. I had to upgrade the cable here going into the switch, because the original cable with that trouble light, it may have been just heavy enough to carry the current okay without too much voltage drop for those two lights, but the wire was so skinny inside it, when I started stripping it, the whole cable just broke. So instead of the plastic coming off, the wire came off too. So after a few tries of that, I lost my patience and thought, nah, I'll just install a new cable. So I've installed this piece of TPS, which means it's 3-core, which means over here, it's a bit dark, maybe we can shed some light on it. Over here, this extra core is connected to the adjacent switch, so I can use this to run another set of lights which will be mounted on this side. So it's future ready. But I'm filming this quite some time after starting work on this, so as you can see, we've only got the carcass here now, the frame. Where is the generator? Well, that's outside. Here it is in the wheelbarrow. I'm going to take it to the garage like this. I didn't want to disassemble it any further. You can't really remove the alternator without actually getting to the point where that seal is, because here's the seal that they're going to replace. I mean, if I start disassembling it to that point, I might as well just carry on fixing it myself, but I don't feel I'm set up for that yet, because I think once you start taking these bolts out, things are going to start getting really awkward, and I'd rather a qualified mechanic deal with that at the moment. I don't have the time for practice runs and learning about this stuff. I just want it fixed. This is pretty much in running condition still, so they should be able to fire it up and check it down there. All they've got to do is connect a 12 volt battery to there and to this earthing point, and if I give them the start switch, they can actually start it up. It'll be very loud without the muffler on it, but probably not the first time they've run engines without mufflers down at the garage. But that's basically all it is. The generator, that's all she is there. So you got your this must be the auto throttle arrangement here. You've got your carburetor and your air filter and your rocker cover, which I replaced the gasket on with some gasket gunk because I suspected that was my problem at one point when I tried to fix it myself. Well, I think that was one of the problems, but it wasn't the main one. The main one is this seal here between the actual engine and the alternator. It's a really shitty seal, so I guess the guys here in Shannon will actually replace it with something of better quality, one hopes. I note there's a little bit of a crack here in the casting where this is put on. Maybe someone did that up too tight. I wonder if that needs attention. I wonder if that's just cracked when I used to give this thing shit by running the Beast. Speaking of the Beast, here it is. Yeah, I've still got it. Don't use it anymore. If this generator is fixed, I will be able to use it again, but I won't, because I'll just stick with the electric sheep. Which reminds me, if there's time and sunlight left today, I think I'm going to have to bring the electric sheep out for a run and get this bloody lawn sorted out. My least favourite job, no wonder I call it gay lawning. Here's the rest of the generator bits. We've got the muffler shield, which I was wondering whether I should even bother putting that back on. We've got the control panel, that's the start switch there. I could take that down to them, remove it and give it to them if they want it. That's all the AC stuff and DC control bits and pieces. And there's the petrol tank. Still got some petrol in it, it'll probably be pretty shitty. I might empty that out and start again with some new stuff. So that's about it really. I'm just going to throw this in the car. I'll take this down towards the end of the day, because if I go down there right now, there's a high chance that they won't be around. They'll either be taking cars out for test drives or at lunch or something or other, or both. So leave it at that. I think that'll be enough for day 861 off the grid.